Hey guys, Mix here, and in today's video, we are going out to pick up yet another free quad. Now, we were on a little bit of a roll of finding free stuff, but then we got the Corvette, and I've been, spending a lot of time with that just because it's really exciting to work on, a car, because I do enjoy working on cars as well, but working on free stuff and getting it running for the first time in years is also very fun, and you guys seem to also love that. So today, we're going to pick up a free quad, like I just said, and I actually haven't even seen this thing at all. But I was told that a family friend was getting rid of it, and I'm going to take it off his hands and hopefully revive this thing back to life. I believe it's 110cc. Now, obviously, a lot of the stuff that you find that's going to be thrown out is not going to be high CCs because, well, that stuff's just too valuable. But the cheap stuff that we get and the low CC stuff that we get, I can resell and help afford parts for bigger builds or fund a bigger bike. So I just want to explain that because I know a couple people always ask, why I bother with the small stuff. But I'm definitely really excited. I have no idea what to even expect. The only thing I heard about it is that it's 110cc and that's it. So definitely going in here sight unseen, pretty much like always. But with that being said, let's get out on the road and go scoop this thing up and hopefully bring it back to life.
All right. Yeah. Said I was raised in the days of MySpace and screen names. Back then when I was only worried about my top friends. Now my circle is getting smaller, all these people acting fake, man. And to be honest, I don't even have a top 10. Me against the world, I've been doing what I really love. Haters been hiding behind the screen, man, they movie cuts. And when I'm back at home, it never feels the same.
Just picked it up. Definitely a nice little quad, but he was telling me some stuff that might be wrong with it. So when we get back, we'll take a look at it and see what we got.
I've been wondering where the party at, cause all of my concerns got me wondering where they got the Bacardi at. So go and pour another drink just to get away.
Alright guys, so here is the new little Revival quad. It's actually a 100cc. So this is a 2006 ATV 109. So it turns out it's not 110 cc's, but it's close enough. But this thing is actually pretty clean, not gonna lie. Definitely one of the cleanest ones we've gotten compared to all the rest of them. But just looking over it now, I was looking at this thing. I don't even know what this is. It's like a little O2 sensor for this thing, or maybe just like a some type of emissions type related thing. He was saying, super nice guy that we got it from, he was saying that it didn't have spark, and he was saying that the battery in it is toast. So I am gonna have to go ahead and get one of these before I go ahead and see if I can start it at all. But man, this thing's tiny, huh? Right off the bat, looks like we're gonna have to do some wiring. I'm trying to find the ends for the battery. So I just kind of dove into this thing just to kind of see what's going on with the wiring and everything. So right here is our ground side for the battery. So I just got to put a battery connector on there. And then this side is the positive side. And this side actually pulled out of the starter solenoid. So I just got to pull off the connector right on there and re-splice it. Just hook it right back up, and then also just put the fuse back in place. So what I'm gonna do just real quick is just get all of that ready for the battery, just so tomorrow we can just go ahead, throw it in, just plug it right up and see what we can start diagnosing and why this thing is not running.
I left my heart in the city, but soon enough I hold you close.
Got this thing all rewired up, nice and organized now. So now we have ground and positive, and everything's all connected back there to the starter solenoid. So right now we just gotta end it off here tonight and just wait until tomorrow so we can go ahead and get a battery for this thing, crank it up, and start diagnosing everything from there. He said no spark, so I'm gonna go ahead and think it's a CDI box, but you never know. So with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. Alrighty, so good morning guys. Right now I'm heading to the store to pick up a new battery. Then we'll get back, charge it up, and plug it in and see if it has any life. Okay, guys, so I just got the new battery. It's already fully charged up and everything, so we don't gotta, do that. So we can go ahead and just plug it right in, and hopefully this thing has electrical life still. So we are back, so let's go ahead and throw in this new battery, test out our new connections. There's one, and there's two. All right, so now that we have a power source, let's go ahead and turn the key for the first time and see if this thing cranks. All right, it does crank. So now we can begin diagnosing this thing. First things first, I want to go ahead and pull out the spark plug, make sure that it doesn't have spark, and that's not something else. Does look like a new spark plug, and he said he put on a new carburetor. Oh yeah, this thing's definitely never ran before. So now just go ahead, plug it in, ground it out to the engine. I do actually feel a little bit of spark. It is there, but it doesn't seem the strongest. But what I'm actually just gonna try and just shoot some carb cleaner just straight into the spark plug hole and see if it'll fire just like that. When it was on the metal, I couldn't really see it, but when I put my finger on there and grounded out my hand to something else, I did feel some spark. So I'm just gonna give that a shot before we go ahead and really tear into the electrical on this thing. You probably want to use more of like a starter fluid more than carb clean, but I'm just working with what I got, and this will show the same result. So I'm just gonna thread back in the spark plug, plug it back in, and see if it'll fire at all. Snug it down. Let's see. Yeah, definitely not good enough spark. All right, so I've been kind of just going through the wiring on this thing. Everything on it looks super, super clean. All the connections and everything look really, really good. But my best guess would be the CDI box. It seems like a very, very, very common thing on Chinese quads. I've seen a ton of Chinese quads with no spark issues, and it's always been the CDI box. Unfortunately, I don't have any, free quads left because I sold them all. But if I did, I'd be able to just rob off a CDI box and plug it right in and see if it'll fire up, because pretty much they're all the same. All right, so I just came into the shed and just took apart the little remote just to see maybe if it has some type of like spark kill when you lock it. Maybe it was left on lock before it even died, and maybe that's killing the spark. And this is the battery that was in it. I've literally never seen a battery like this. It's like a little tiny AAA, but like it makes a AAA look big. It is so tiny. On my other quad that had the same security system and everything, if it was on lock and you put in the key and you turned it, the alarm would go off. So that's the only thing, thinking that maybe that's not what's going on. I've been looking over this thing a ton, like off camera and stuff. Everything really just looks super good. I mean, this thing is clean. So I went through and I kept testing the spark and everything, and there was actually no spark whatsoever. I don't know what the heck I was feeling before, but it definitely wasn't spark. And if it did have good spark, now that I think about it, I probably would not be able to hold it like that and continue to crank it, because as you guys know, if you ever test the spark by hand, it hurts pretty bad. I mean, all the wiring and everything in here is super clean. Nothing's corroded at all. And the only thing I could really just say is still just the CDI box. And unfortunately, there's really no way of testing it if I don't have another good CDI box. So I might just have to go ahead and order one of those and just slap it in. And if it doesn't work, I'll just return and get my money back. But I wish I was able to test more on this thing, but it's a Chinese quad, and it is almost always the CDI box. So honestly, there's nothing I can really do about it for right now until I get a new one. And if you've ever had a Chinese quad and needed to order parts for it, most of you guys will probably know that it takes a long time. Even if it's not coming from China, it still takes a really long time. And now with the coronavirus, it's going to take even longer. So with that being said, kind of just more of a chill video, not really working on much. I think this is where we're just gonna have to leave off for here. Usually we pick them up and get them running in the same video, but this one actually requires a little bit more work than the other ones. But if it is just a CDI box, still, that is awesome if it is just that. But I think I'm going to be needing to end off the video here, just because, once again, we just can't really do anything, because I'm pretty much dead set that it is the CDI box. I didn't really record me looking over anything, just because that's not very entertaining, but I did some research online as well, and most people with these quads always say it's the CDI box, and I've seen that firsthand. But anyway, guys, with that being said, unfortunately, I'm going to be needing to end off the video here. We got another free quad to try and revive, so I'm going to get that ordered today, and hopefully we'll have that in soon. But I also currently have a bunch of parts on the way for the Corvette. So the Corvette is honestly going to be coming along within the next couple videos, coming along really, really, really fast. So that thing should be on the road soon, believe it or not. But anyway, guys, with that being said, follow my social medias. They will be on the outro of this video. Instagram and Snapchat I use the most. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends about the channel. Before I go ahead and end off the video, I know a lot of you guys always ask where I get all this free stuff, where I find it, and everything like that. And I know some of you guys think that I even steal them. I don't. One of the biggest things that I could probably tell you is word of mouth. Just tell tell people that you're looking for a project, and you know, you'll be down to take anything. And when people are driving around or think of you, if they see something on the side of the road, they'll text you, tell where it is, and then you go pick it up. Or if they're getting rid of stuff like this one, instead of them throwing it out, you could try and receive it and give this quad a new life, or whatever you may be receiving. Or before like garbage days and stuff like that, go ahead, drive all around the streets and just look at people's garbage and see if you could find anything, especially now, like the springtime to summertime, when people are cleaning out and they go and maybe fire up their quad or dirt bike for the first time and it won't start. Most of the times people just don't even try and bother to fix them, and they'll just put it to the garbage. So one man's trash is another man's treasure.